I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Well, I think we should perhaps kick off this episode with an additional thank you for last week, because that's gone down tremendously well.
It was hilarious. I listened to it. Having missed most of it whilst we were recording due to internet issues, No
one knew.
It's fine. I knew that I was not needed, and as it worked out, I was connected for the bits where I needed to interject, and then I'd just drop off again, and I'd miss 10 minutes, and then I'd come back and you were all still going, so I didn't feel the need to draw any attention to the fact.
Well, that's good. That's good. Yeah, it's bloody annoying, but at least it didn't become an issue.
No, well, somebody thoughtfully recorded the whole thing for me, so I was able to listen to it back.
Yeah, that was nice, wasn't it?
Oh, it's quite helpful. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so that was.
But what was
great,
left?
Wonderful gloriousness, actually, wasn't it?
It was. I really enjoyed it. It was really nice to get everyone back on, apart from Rob, obviously, and it was good.
But we'll just shoehorn him into another episode instead.
We'll just have him back another time. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But what's been left hanging then?
Left hanging?
Well, you said there was something you needed to finish off from last week.
Did I?
You just did. Literally, it was 30 seconds ago.
Oh, mate. It's been a long old day.
You just said it.
Well, like I said, we're recording it, so I'll find out when I edit this whether I actually said it.
You didn't. You just said there was something you wanted to say.
Oh, no, the only thing I wanted to say was the thank you again, really.
Oh, okay. Yes, well, absolutely. Yeah.
Because, you got to listen to it with fresh ears. Obviously, I was there for the whole proceedings and edited it. But I just, not only did I enjoy listening to it back, but it seems to have been well received in terms of people downloading it and that. So.
Oh, excellent! That's good. Well, people maybe like one of our group sessions.
That's it. Yeah. So that was good. Despite upsetting various nations. Apologies for that again. All of them. Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the Americas, all of Russia, and a reasonable portion of Europe, all gone in one fell swoop.
Yeah, quite a lot of them. Yeah.
And the Welsh. I'm terribly sorry about that.
You did have a go at the Welsh, and they're only just over the water.
I didn't have a go. I just said that they might be challenged in a connectivity sense.
Yeah.
Having spent some time in rural Wales.
Yeah, that's probably not unreasonable.
It doesn't work out there, which is bloody perfect in its own way, actually.
It doesn't work here either. So
no, but when you're in full civilization, they're very odd.
You'd have thought. It's very strange.
I've seen it. There's people and houses and everything.
It's true. It's almost like a real place. Yeah.
Yeah. Except when it comes to copper wires.
Yeah, can't do those.
No. So, yep, we did that. We did a nice group episode. Very amusing. Happy days.
Yes.
Right. I suppose we should go back to normal sort of nonsense.
We can certainly try.
Yeah. I was watching a bit of Bond.
Oh, well done.
We're not reviewing. I'm just pointing out a couple of things.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see as a character played by a couple of actors during a time frame I'm going to discuss. But Bond got through the 80s relatively unscathed. He didn't fall victim to a new romantic phase or shell suits or a lot of other films around that time went full 80s.
They did. They resisted that, didn't they? Yes. The 80s were actually quite understated.
I suppose the closest thing we got was Duran Duran and Aha doing the themes.
I suppose. Yeah, but that was about as far as it went. because it was, well, Roger Moore, who clearly was not going to be swayed by fads or strange fashion tastes. He was solidly classic there, and much the same can be said for Mr. Dalton. So
because he was the tail end of the 80s, but he didn't have anything too much. Another thing that might have slipped through was Living Daylights with Q's Lab with the Ghetto Blaster.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, but they were making fun of it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes, and of course, yes, Desmond Llewellyn clearly being very familiar with the technology.
Oh, he's all over that. Because it makes you think again, well, it's a good job. You couldn't have seen either Roger or Timothy as in that sort of new romantic. You couldn't see him with eyeliner and swoopy hair over one eye, could you? It's
not really going to work, is it? No.
No, that's it. They're all looking a bit gloomy. Oh, name's Bond.
Bond. So miserable. Given me a silver car, wanted black.
Yep.
Yep. All of that. Yes.
Yeah.
But he never take his leather jacket off. Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah. Wouldn't you? Oh no, I suppose Timothy Dalton had a leather jacket, didn't he?
Dalton had a leather jacket, but not that kind of leather jacket.
No. No. That was for kicking about in Bratislava and such like that.
And underneath it, a proper jumper with a proper shirt underneath.
Yeah.
Yes, no messing about.
That's it. There were many fashion victims to come out of the 80s, and Mr. Bond was not one of them.
No, resisted all of that. No. Yeah, absolutely. Quite right, too. Because where did we start? For Your Eyes Only, I guess, was the first 80s Bond. And still there in the pinstripe and not mucking about with that at all.
No, not at all. No. It wasn't. I didn't have any particular point. It just made me.
No, it's a valid
chuckle of going.
Valid observation. Yes,
of that era, things from a cinematic point of view were a bit daft, but that remained a firm.
No, they weren't having any of that.
They were all very consistent.
Yeah, well, it was Roger, wasn't it? He wasn't going to get sucked into all that nonsense.
No, not at all. No. It's not like it's never going to be Top Gun, is it?
No, I mean, you think at the beginning of Octopussy it might be, but no, it's not. No.
Recently rewatched Top Gun, actually.
Oh yeah, well, the original one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's of a time, isn't it?
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's a difficult watch now. I mean, it's not bad, but I've got a lot of time for Top Gun. But it's oh my goodness me, we're cliches from start to finish.
Well, I mean, that's where a lot of the cliches started. We're in that.
Yeah.
So that's a valid point. It's very of its time.
I have bought the new one. I've still not watched it though.
No, we've got it kicking around somewhere. We haven't watched it either.
No, I don't know why. I mean, normally you're a bit worried about watching these sort of reboot things, but everyone's really good.
Yeah, it had incredible reviews. Everyone I know who's seen it said it was really good. Yeah. So
no, I've got no excuses, to be honest. Should have just watched it, really.
Should have, really, but we haven't.
Well.
What Bond are we watching next?
Oh. What Bond are we watching next? Do you want me to just
going backwards?
We are doing it in no particular order, so
exactly.
I am going to pick one for us.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am. Because we've had a Brosnan, we've had Connery at his peak, and Connery at his
worst. Not peak at all.
Not peak. No. Right. Okay, then I'm going to go for one that's always getting sort of middle of the road reviews or never gets held in the highest regard. But we're going to watch The Man with the Golden Gun next.
superb choice. One of my absolute favourites.
Mm.
The first Bond film I saw, in fact.
Oh, there you go. A Bond for Christmas as well, as I recall. Well, I don't recall. I wasn't there, but
it was released at Christmas. So
yeah.
There was no Christmas in the story, but
No.
it was released at Christmas. Yes, that's true.
Okay, so that's
a fine choice. Fine choice.
But you know what I mean, though. It doesn't. Even at the time, it didn't do brilliantly.
No, it didn't. In fact, it was, I believe, the first Bond film to actually lose money.
Mm.
I mean, it's probably made it back by now, but at the time,
probably right now, yeah,
yeah. At the time, it didn't do well at all, and I never understood why, because I think it's brilliant. There's a few funny moments in it where they're clearly trying to make Roger Moore into Sean Connery, but generally, I think it's really strong. But yeah, we'll give that a watch and give it a proper going over.
Yes, because it's got a few things of note, isn't it? I mean, it's got a really strong cast.
Really strong cast, brilliant villain.
Yep, excellent villain, superb.
I think it's a really down to earth story as well. To be honest, I think it's quite gritty in its way.
I think so. And notable for its good heavens, come on, brain. Being the last film with Harry Saltzman.
Yes, he sold his share of the franchise after that. Yes, that's true. Yes, and then Cubby went it alone after that. Yeah, and there's a whole story just around that. We could do an episode just on what happened between Saltzman and Broccoli. But yes, it was the last film with Harry Saltzman at the helm. Yeah.
Here's one that comes up every now and then. Again, on Bond.
Yeah.
It's one that I got asked by someone who isn't fussed about Bond.
Okay.
But they raise a valid point and said there's always reoccurring characters, and one of the most prominent and well remembered is Moneypenny.
Yeah.
And why do we not get... I mean, I know the answer to what it is, but why do we not get the first name used at any point?
Well, you say at any point. We do, of course, in the Daniel Craig era.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking more original sort of thing.
In the original one, yes, her first name is never uttered, is it at all? In any of them.
But I've read a few places that her name is actually Jane, I believe. Is that correct?
I must admit, if that's true, I didn't know that. I presume it must be in one of the books because it's never in the movie.
No, that's it. Because obviously, like you say, in the later ones, we get
Eve.
Eve. That's
Moneypenny. Yes.
Let's see if I can find any reference to me banging on about Jane.
If that is true, I've never come across that, but it was so long ago that I read the books.
That was it. It wasn't. Fleming never gave her a first name. I'm getting Jane from a spin-off book series that was so that's where that came from. So we've got two potential names.
Okay. Well, if it's not in Fleming,
then it doesn't exist at all.
Yeah, if Fleming didn't give a first name, then there isn't one, in my opinion.
Interesting. Okay. Then
there just isn't one because it's never come up.
Are you a fan of either of the names that we do have available?
No.
Good.
No.
Neither am I. Right. Okay.
No. There's no debate there. Then.
That's that argument dealt with.
Yeah. I think Eve works better than Jane. Jane Moneypenny is horrible. But no, if Fleming didn't give a first name, then there isn't one. It's as simple as that. And nothing, as far as we know, ever happens between her and Bond. It never goes beyond outrageous flirting in the office.
Well, he ramped it up. It got a bit. It went from flirting to innuendo to, to Samantha Bond, who played her in the Brosnan era, to being quite the gives as good as she got, I'd say.
Turn the tables on him a bit there.
Yeah, that's it.
There is a moment on Her Majesty's Secret Service where you think Mr. Lazenby pinches her bum.
Oh, yeah.
When they're in the office.
Yeah.
And he goes up behind her, and she goes, "Ooh!" And you think, you've had a little cheeky. You couldn't do that anymore.
Oh no! No one's doing that in the office anymore. My goodness me!
Your feet would not touch the ground.
That's a career ender right there.
It is. You are done at that point. You are done. Yes.
Oh dear.
But back then, it was, just off someplace to laze about. Yeah. So there's that. But, no first name. No, never a first name.
There we go. Well, that's done some Bond housekeeping for us.
She did have an assistant in Octopussy, if you recall.
Oh, she did, didn't she? That was awful.
Yeah, it was.
That was unnecessary, I would say.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yes. Just managed to make Roger Moore look even more pervy than he was already by that stage.
It's bad, isn't it? Really bad.
Yeah.
That's. Oh God, I'd forgotten about that. I just try and block it out.
It's there. What is it, Miss Penelope Smallbone?
Small bone, yeah.
Smallbone, that's it. Yep.
Ah, dear.
Welcome to Universal Exports.
Yes. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's bad, that is.
Yeah, it is. But we were into the latter, more cringy of the Roger Moore era. So.
Oh yeah, well, we've documented it well before with the old shower scene right at the end there. Of his tenured going looking for the soap.
Oh no, that's horrible.
It's awful.
Really, really bad.
Oh, bloody right. Okay, let's move it swiftly on before one of us is sick.
Yes.
We can't ignore it, I'm afraid, because it's been doing the rounds. The obscene sale price.
Oh, yes, of course.
Of the Sierra Cosworth RS500.
Of course, at the Silverstone auction at the weekend just gone. Yeah, it would seem Princess Diana's RS Turbo was not so much of an aberration as we thought.
No, it wasn't. Yeah, that wasn't an isolated incident, I'm afraid.
It appeared not anymore. No, my word.
Well, let's set the scene. It was entered into the, like you say, the Silverstone auction. Had estimate of 150 to 180,000.
Yep.
And they estimated at that in the hope and belief it would break the previous record of £132,750. It did.
Oh, it did. Yeah.
It broke it. Smashed it. Yeah, just left it in the dust. 592,250, including fees, I believe.
It's a Ford Sierra.
Yeah. I mean, it's a special one.
I know it's a special one.
But it's not that special, is it? Come on.
No, it's not. It's a 3-door Sierra. Yeah. Yeah. And the Ford GT that was auctioned at the same time made less than half that.
Oh, fucking.
And that's a proper supercar. Not a Sierra. I mean, you could argue, I suppose, that the RS500 is a supercar, but don't know that it really is.
No, you are really at a stretch trying to say
It's
that.
a performance car, certainly, but not a supercar. It's a Sierra. As you say, it's a special Sierra, but my word, what is going on?
That's
just insane.
Yeah, it just backs up this thing of the world is, well, beyond crazy.
I mean, it makes no sense. It cannot. It's not possibly worth that under any circumstances.
No, it's not.
No, it isn't.
No, I'm afraid I've got absolutely nothing on that.
No. I mean, I like a Sierra as much as the next man, but
oh yeah, don't get me wrong. It'd be nice to have it on the driveway, but
it's a great car. But 600 grand, nearly.
No.
That's silly.
Yes.
Why has this happened? Why has this happened now twice? And there isn't even any royal providence with this one.
No, I don't really know where this has come from.
And I don't think the last one, the Escort, went for that price because of the Diana connection. Because didn't it? It went to a Ford collector, didn't it?
That does sound familiar. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's difficult to know because of the Diana element.
That does cloud the issue on that one. But the Sierra has no such provenance.
I mean, lovely condition, not in a state by any stretch. Good.
No. I'm not saying it's a bad car.
It was. I forgot. Hang on. What was the mileage on it?
It wasn't. It's not going to be a lot, is it?
I wouldn't have thought so. I don't know if I can dig it out. Oh, yeah. It's like you say. It's not a lot, and it really isn't. It's just over 5,000 miles on the clock.
Oh well, that's So it's nothing. So it's hardly been used. Which would suggest it's more likely to have a few issues than not. That lower usage.
Yeah. Well, that's the trouble. It's been looked at. Well, it's been the person who owned it, who put it up for sale, has owned it quite some time and has been fastidious over it. Blah blah blah.
Yeah, well, he'll be laughing, won't he, now?
Yeah, I'm just skimming through at the moment, and it has been well looked after, and again in 2022, it mechanically got a good old going over as well, just to make sure everything was tip top.
Yeah, that's hardly been used, though, has it?
No.
Yeah, absolute insanity. It makes you wonder what's going to be next.
Well, hopefully, in your house, a Ford Puma.
Oh, that'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That'd do nicely, wouldn't it? Bloody hell.
That'd sort a few things out.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
My fingers crossed.
I can't see it happening.
It's beyond crazy. I've got nothing, I'm afraid.
It does make no sense. Was there more than one person bidding for it, like there was with the Escort?
I've no idea. I forgot the auction was happening, and then I heard all of the results of it going, I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. I watched Harry's usual review of, his picks of what was coming up. And I know he did briefly mention, because there were a few Sierras in the auction.
Yep.
And he did briefly mention that particular one. But obviously he had no idea what it was going to go for at that stage, because he was a couple of days before the auction. But
yeah, that's fair enough. No, I'd forgotten to even watch his preview, to be honest.
Go back and watch it. There was a DeLorean in the auction as well, which there quite often is these days, that I think went for a painful amount of money.
Still going up?
Yeah. I've seen a few go for about 80 now.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, they've just gone stupid now. They really have.
I know we've said it, but it's iconic, it's wonderful, but it's not really that good, is it?
No, well, it isn't. No, not at all.
Don't get me wrong, I'd absolutely love one.
Yeah.
But-
Absolutely. You're not going to turn one down, are you?
No, but I couldn't knowingly part with 80 grand and go, it's not going to be as good as I want it to be for 80 grand.
No. Well, no, it went not without spending another 80 grand on it. No. So I'm not sure if the one in this auction went for that sort of money, but I have seen them go for that of late. They've been hovering around the 40, 50 grand mark for several years, but they're creeping up again now.
Well,
so
what you say, well, what isn't, to be honest?
Well, yeah, quite. That's the thing, isn't it?
Yes, but basically anything we own, it seems. That won't go up.
Yeah, no. We're pretty safe with what we've got. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. The beloved S-Type R is creeping up again. So I need to get on with that, which hopefully I'll be able to in the next few months. Yeah, it's there's quite a few up around the 10 grand mark again.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
That's it needs to stop, doesn't it?
It does. It's all over the place, I'm afraid, at the moment. You can't predict what's going to happen.
No. There's
stuff just going ridiculous.
Yes. Well, there you go. This will cheer you up. This is current news. This is what I was.
Oh, are we on the bleeding edge again?
Yeah. This is what I was rummaging about to find before we started, because I knew I had a good link somewhere.
Oh yeah.
You've probably seen it, but it's worth talking about because it's hilarious. A bit of motorway that we're very familiar with.
I think I know what you were going to say.
Yeah. Have you seen the photos?
Yeah.
How on earth did that happen?
I've no idea, but you better explain what for our dear listener.
So the oh dear, where was it? Was it, I believe, southbound? Was it?
I'm not sure about that. I know it was M5.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, don't quote me on which direction. It was probably both directions in order to deal with it, no doubt.
Oh, in the end, it would have been, yeah.
Yeah. The M5 at Bristol in and around Cribbs Causeway.
Yeah.
The motorway had to be shut because, and I kid you not, the tipper trailer of a big tipper lorry was in the tipped position and interfaced with one of the overhead smart motorway gantries.
Yeah, gantries, yeah.
If it was that smart, it would have got out of the way.
That's a valid point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's another reason why we shouldn't have them. Let's not get into that. Good God.
No. Oh no. Let's not start on smart motorways. No, we'll be here for hours.
Well, I don't think we will. You and I are in full agreement. Get rid.
Yeah, absolutely lethal. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway,
can we stop that? And can we have our shoulder back, please? For goodness sake.
Yes. I don't know who thought of that. No, what an idiot.
No, I've got no time for that. But yes, there is. I mean, those gantries are high.
Yeah, they are. You're not clipping a roof rack on them, are you?
No, but yeah, you are clipping a fully tipped lorry. But why is it tipped?
How can it be going along like that? Surely there are all sorts of alarms and flashing lights and things.
You'd have thought so. I mean, crucially, I know we're joking away, but we should say, actually, all is well. No one got hurt or anything.
No one was injured, which is, of course, the most important thing. But my word, he made a mess.
But and no one's really saying.
No, how it got to that point. Yeah.
No. I've been looking around here, there, and everywhere. No one's really got. It's like no one's got a distinct answer.
No, nobody's explaining how that happened.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how new a vehicle it was. You would hope that new ones wouldn't. Well, I suppose they have to move when they're tipped, don't they? Because they
But
that's
not a
how they
motorway
tip.
speed.
But there should be some sort of speed limiter on it if it's in the up position, surely. 5 mile an hour at most.
I don't get it. I really don't.
No, that doesn't make any sense at all.
No, I've got.
Somebody's not going to be driving one again, I suspect.
Well, that's the thing of going. All right. Well, what if there's some sort of hydraulic failure and it did it itself?
Yeah, I guess that's possible. Yeah.
But how do you still not notice? Because
it's a worry, isn't it? You're going to see it going up in your mirrors, surely.
You'd have thought so, and surely they're. I mean, I know drivers on motorways are really not attentive, but the odd driver around him probably might have sort of waved at him a bit.
Unless it had only just happened as he approached.
What, between that gantry and the previous one, you think his lorry got a bit excited?
He'd elevated himself. Yes. Yeah.
His erection stopped traffic.
Oh, I try not to use that word. That's why I said. That's why I said elevated. You Sorry. One of those. Maybe. I don't know how quickly they shoot up. Has it got a spring? I don't know.
I bloody hope not. Because you imagine if that's got rubble in the back and be gone. Oh, turn it into a bloody catapult.
See how far you can get them.
Yeah. Oh dear.
We need these in the next field. No problem. I've got this. I don't know. I cannot imagine the circumstances that has caused that. You say, you would have thought if he'd been travelling with it in that state for a while, he would have been alerted to the condition.
Yeah, you'd hope so. And what you can also tell from the photographs that I've seen is that it doesn't look like it was carrying anything, because it didn't look like anything had been jettisoned.
Well, although if he'd been going along for a while with it like that, he wouldn't be carrying anything anymore, because it'd be all over the road behind him, wouldn't it?
Yeah, very true, very true.
So it depends. It depends when it occurred. I wonder, is it possible he had actually offloaded, tipped, as they call it, and it had been in that state since he left wherever he had been? I mean, who knows? Did he enter the motorway with it like that?
It's difficult, isn't it?
We don't know, do we? But as you say, you would have thought he'd have been alerted to it either by the vehicle itself or at least other road users.
It would be nice if we get some footage, but I doubt we're going to.
No, I've only seen still photos. There may not be any footage.
No.
If he'd been going along for a while, though, I'm surprised there isn't some mobile phone footage from other cars.
Yeah.
From the passenger seat, of course.
We're not down with the kids, I'm afraid. So it'll be on TikTok, and we won't see it.
I don't understand TikTok.
No, I don't.
But there may be, I don't know. That's a very strange one. But he's done quite a lot of damage, I think.
Oh, actually, I think I might be on TikTok.
Oh dear.
I think I think the eldest filmed me swearing, fixing her computer.
Oh, okay, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And put that on TikTok. Oh, so you're not. I see what you mean. You haven't got an account on TikTok.
No.
You are actually featured on TikTok.
Yeah, that's it. I'm
okay.
I'll be.
We might have to try and seek that out. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's been some. Oh my goodness me! Honestly, you can't make it up. I know this isn't car related, but there have been. Where her computer is in her room is quite literally the furthest point away from the nearest wireless access point in that building.
Of course. Absolutely.
So the signal has been intermittent. Of which I have now went, you know what, I can't be asked, so I've gone through the hassle of cabling it all now.
Well, you're a man of technology, you can sort that out.
I did sort it right out.
Yeah.
But between the one day of it being broken and the following day me fixing it, that night was hilarious. What does she play? A Valorant, some sort of shooty game.
Okay.
Not for me, Tar.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's not for us.
No.
But in true teenager style, she was moaning that the connection was laggy, blah blah blah, and we got to the end of the evening, and I might as well just delete my account. But whoa, that's good. Or wait till tomorrow and it'll be fixed.
Yeah. Somewhere between those two outcomes. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that gave me a little chuckle.
Yeah.
I mean,
we've had similar outbursts in this house. Yeah.
Yeah. But she got grumpy as well because we won't have this amazing internet. So, well, yes, but it is amazing if you're connected to it.
Yeah, that's right. If you got no Wi-Fi signal, you might as well not bother. It's fairly irrelevant to you at that point. Yes.
Yep. So yeah, there we go. I thought I'd raise that because I
dear.
just treasured that evening. And I might as well just delete it. All right.
Yeah, steady. We can fix this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We get extreme reactions here too. Yeah.
It does. Right, we've had lorries. Should we do cars again?
I think we should do cars. I like cars.
Something that I would like to note in the car world. It's TV world actually of cars. Not
okay.
Not stars of the screen, as in doing up cars. I saw I saw a tweet from Paul Cowland confirming that Salvage Hunters Classic Cars is no more now that the series is just finished.
Yes, I have heard that too. Yes.
Which, I mean, it's bittersweet, I'll be honest, because I've got all the time in the world for Paul, and he's a man after my own heart with the sort of modified 80s, 90s. He likes a bit of Japanese too. Very good.
Yeah, you are a Japanese man, aren't you? Not
actually a Japanese man. No, and I'm certainly
just make that clear for people who haven't seen you.
That's right, and I was certainly not going to do what Sean Connery did in You Only Live Twice.
I was going to say we learned from You Only Live Twice that you just need some little eye bits and comb your hair a bit different,
and that makes you just a wild racist, really. It's bad. It's really bad.
It is really, really bad.
We will review it and we will go through it in great detail.
It is really, really bad.
I might leave it towards the end until we sort of figure out how to tactfully deal with that.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That
is. That's bad.
Yeah, that is really, really, really properly bad. Yes.
What I might try and do is get a Japanese take on it.
Oh right. Well, you have a contact over there, don't you?
Yeah. That would be very interesting to see how it's perceived.
Yeah, because Bond, certainly was. I assume it still is massive in Japan.
Oh yes, because he got papped on the Kazi. We went through that, didn't we?
Yes, he did, and that was what he was not happy.
Well, you wouldn't be. I mean, even if you're a nobody and someone pops in the cubicle, you don't need that.
You don't need that. No. You no, not at all. No. All bad times. Yeah.
So we'll get to that. But I mean, when I say bittersweet about Salvage Hunters Classic Cars, Drew Pritchard gets on my tits. If I'm brutally honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah, I can see that's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
We'll take, for instance, the most recent series. They got hold of and did up a VW Trekker.
Okay.
And they bought it. And Paul pointed out, you do realise, Drew, that this way that this Trek has been modified is exactly what the scene is after at present. So so after Paul attempts to convince him of that, he goes, no, I'm going to make it original. That's how I'd want it. I went, oh, here we go.
Yeah, that's not what will sell, though.
So, but the problem is, I mean, we've had, I can't remember how many series now. Is it 7, 8? It's quite a few.
I don't know. Yeah, quite a few. Yeah,
I might have just rounded that up entirely, but it just seems,
it just feels like that. Yeah.
I got a lot of time for it. I mean, Paul is its saving grace, but Drew's constantly making cars for himself.
Yes.
Which,
yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem.
It's a bit like occasionally on wheeler dealers, it used to get out of hand with Ed if he was allowed too near some sort of orange paint.
Yeah, there were a few moments on that where Mike was clearly not happy with what he'd done.
Because remember the oh god, what was it? The T25 VW van.
Oh my word!
Yeah.
He,
wrapped with, what was it like? Was it clouds or water wrap or something like that? And it had
wasn't it? Yeah, it was like bubbles or something, wasn't it?
Bubbles, wasn't it? Something like that.
Yeah,
and it had fake grass on the inside and
oh my
moon
word,
disc hubcaps.
Really weird. He'd taken what could have been quite a nice original example and completely weirded it up.
And he ended up having it, didn't he, Ed?
Yeah, he bought it.
Yeah.
Again, he just built a car for himself.
Yeah. At least he acknowledged it, whereas Drew's like, oh, no, people who want this, they don't.
They don't.
They really don't, mate.
That's not what people are looking for.
No.
Yeah, it's a weird thing. But the temptation to do that must be quite strong. When you're on that show and you've got a budget and you can kind of do anything you want because they're going to film it.
You
the
can
temptation
clearly
do what
you can
want.
see that it gets on Paul's tits.
Yeah, well, it's understandable, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's Drew claims he's this car guy, but goes, no, I'm not convinced. I just think I just think you've got opinions.
Yeah,
whether it's an antique, which is your main job, or a car, you're ready with your opinions.
Not sure you're the right man for the job.
No. Oh, it's all right. He's written a book that's due out soon. You'll be able to read that.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd like to mention it because I do appreciate the program despite 50% of the presenters annoying me. But the other 50% of presenters I have a lot of time for. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Here's just some. I mean, he does other shows, which I really enjoy. But this one in particular, the format I do quite like, and hopefully we can have something a bit like that back.
Do you think that genre of buying cheap cars and doing them up, has that been a bit overdone at this point?
I'll tell you what the issue is actually. While we still enjoy sitting down and watching wheeler dealers.
Oh yeah.
I think the problem is it's not. Their budgets have gone up.
Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? When they get successful and when they hit America, the budgets get enormous.
That's the thing. And you remember going back to Series 1 with Ed in that grotty...
Oh, and that tiny little garage.
That grotty workshop that was up on some industrial estate near an airfield. And
and he's rattle canning wings to try and get rid of the scuffs. And it was really, really down to earth, wasn't it?
Yeah, and you got to think that was the total budget for the car and the fixing was $1,000 for the first series.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's right. It was £1,000. Yeah, for the car and the restoration. Yeah, that's right. And Mike Brewer was your proper cheeky chappy in those days.
Yep.
And Ed, gangly weirdo, wasn't he? Really?
That's it. But mind you, Mike was coming off the back of some really quite successful stuff, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. He'd done some good stuff at that point. Yeah.
Because there's slightly lesser known stuff because he was doing stuff called Auto Trader and sort of buy-in tips and stuff like that on satellite
He
cable
was.
TV.
I forget. Yeah, he did do those.
But
yeah.
obviously, it was the Channel 4 driven program that really
That's right,
did it.
with Penny Mallory and
Mr. Potato. Yeah,
Mr. Potato. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which was cracking.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
It was brilliant. Yeah, because it was a real breath of fresh air from the kind of slightly stuffy, as it was at that point, Top Gear on BBC Two.
Well, that's it, and it was outdoing Top Gear, and it
Yes.
essentially took Top Gear off the air.
It did.
And in its final series or two, wasn't it filmed in a large building in front of a
Well,
live audience?
He mentioned this when he did his chat with Johnny Smith recently.
Oh, he did, didn't he? Yes.
That they, and then before he knew it, sort of 18 months later, Top Gear had relaunched with Clarkson and Willman and Richard Hammond. And oh, look, they were on an airfield in a big hangar with an audience. Yes.
Which is interesting because it turns out that on the quiet, I think nearly all of the Driven crew went off and auditioned.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Including, because he talked about this as well, didn't he? That Mike Brewer did an audition with Clarkson. But it was felt that they would just kill each other within 3 weeks. So they didn't.
Yeah, it would have made good watching, but not for very long.
Not for very long, no.
But
because they both would have wanted to be the main presenter, and clearly only one of them could be. So,
well, that's it. And then many years down the line, Clarkson punched someone because his food was cold, and Wheeler Dealers became the biggest TV show, car TV show in the world.
Top Gear got comprehensively ruined, and Wheeler Dealers has just gone from strength to strength. Yeah, and we still don't really know what happened with Ed.
No, and I wonder if all of these plans that are afoot for the 20th anniversary and getting everyone back, I wonder whether there's going to be I wonder if they're going to get Ed back and sort of bury the hatchet, even if it's only for a short period of time.
My gut feeling is he won't.
No, I don't
think he'll do it. I think they'll have the rest of them there, but I don't think Ed will do it because I just don't think he wants anything to do with it now. I think he's got his million subscriber YouTube channel now, and why does he need it?
Well, I
just don't think he'll do it. I don't think he's got any interest in being part of any of that anymore.
Difficult, isn't it? I mean, because we'd all like to see it. I tell you what, here you go. It is a thing of always drag it around to Pink Floyd. The four of them did Live 8 for 1 20-minute set. That was it.
Right.
I wonder if Ed could do it for that.
Don't know.
For that sort of thing.
There seems to be, and we don't, none of us really know what's at the bottom of it, but there seems to be some deep bad feeling from Ed towards Mike. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're not airing their dirty laundry in public, are they?
No, they're not. Neither of them speaks ill of the other. They're very professional about it. We watched it unfold at the time. But, we don't really know what went on. Ed obviously feels very hard done by about something, but we don't exactly know what. Mike was just making his show and clearly wasn't going to turn down the opportunities that were being offered to him. And if those opportunities didn't include Ed, well, that wasn't his doing, and he's, it's business, isn't it? It's his livelihood.
Simple as.
And if he wanted to carry on doing it, and someone else didn't, then why should he muck up his career because of what somebody else wants to do? But who knows? We don't really know, do we? And we probably
no, we're never going to find out. No, I'm afraid not. it's like you say, I don't see it happening. I'd love to see it happen.
I don't think it will. I don't think it'll do it. I think it'd be brilliant if he did. I think everybody would love it. It would be great if they could, even if they can't stand the sight of each other, even if they could just put it aside for a few days to get that done. But yeah, I don't think Ed will entertain the idea.
No, and I don't think it's going to generate the sort of press that Pink Floyd coming together on stage is going to do.
Well, no, but that's not to say it wouldn't generate interest.
No, this is true. I
show.
can't imagine they're going to have the money offers that they had as well.
No, probably not. No.
It was I just to cloud it with a bit of Pink Floyd related, because they were apparently, after that 120-minute set, they were offered $150 million.
Oh, come on,
to tour.
Jesus. Yeah. Well, you get to that level, and the numbers are just silly, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, it would have been worth it just to see him argue, but
yeah.
That aside, surely we don't have very long for Ed to make his decision now, though.
No, it's coming up fast. But it's been on the cards for a while, because Ant Ansted's been talking about it for quite some time.
Yes.
And he certainly would like Ed to come back, because he's a huge Ed China fan.
Yes, he is.
As we all are.
We are. I'm just double checking, because I was like, right, as it's been talked about for quite some time, it's definitely now, actually, because it's started in 2003. So it is the 20th year.
It is this year. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Ed will be part of it, which I think is a great shame, but I just can't see it happening.
No, I think you're correct, which is a shame.
But... And there has been some wheeler dealers bashing on his YouTube channel, because he's got Paul with him now, hasn't he? Yeah. And they've not been the kindest about their time on wheeler dealer. Well, certainly Paul hasn't. So no, I just think there's too much bad feeling there. We don't know why really, but Ed felt that he was dumbed down in some way. I think.
Well, I think that the gist of it was that there was going to be less focus on workshop stuff, wasn't there? Which I think ultimately has been.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't know. For the American shows, maybe. Certainly, it was going that way. There were big chunks of work that were clearly done to the vehicles that we never saw anything of.
Yeah.
It would be finished, and all of a sudden, some huge problem that they discovered with it was all sorted, and we never saw how that happened or what they did, or that was certainly creeping into it. I personally didn't enjoy the American shows as much.
No, I'd agree with that.
And I think a lot of people felt that it just wasn't as good in America.
No, but I think their audience would disagree, though, wouldn't they?
Well, of course. Yeah. And I don't blame, a lot of people blamed Mike for sort of selling out and, you're going to America and going to be a millionaire. But it is his job. And if the studio who now own it doesn't belong to Mike, it belongs to the studio.
Yeah.
If they say we're going to America, well, he's either going to America or he's out.
Yeah.
So you're going to go to America, aren't you?
Yeah.
So I don't blame him for that. I think a lot of people did.
But it's just internet warriors, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it is mainly. And I know he gets a lot of strife about it online even now.
Which is ridiculous. It's like, come on, people. It is a TV show.
It's a TV show.
You can relax a little bit there, can't you?
There are perhaps more important things going on in the world to get upset about than that. Let's be honest. But
that's it. It comes back to what's his chops across the road, doesn't it? Again, I'd like it if life was that empty.
He should go and live in Ukraine for a bit, try and get a parking space there.
Yeah.
But
it's a real battle there.
Yeah. The car will be on fire by breakfast. But yeah, I don't know. We'll never know what happened there. It's the same thing as, why did Johnny Smith leave fully charged, isn't it? I mean, we'll never really know what happened there either.
No. I don't know. Actually, I reckon if you got him in a room and got him fairly drunk, you'd probably find out.
Yeah, okay, he's perhaps a different sort of case than.
Yeah, I don't. I think there'd be a level of consumption that would just loosen it all up a bit.
Would loosen that up a bit, and you'd find it. And not that was ever on the same scale.
No,
you know, of hatred, and I believe Robert Llewellyn and Johnny have since made up, and all's fine. But that has not been the case between Mike and Ed. And it's a great shame. But you know, these things happen, don't they?
Yeah,
people fall out, and
it can't be helped, I'm afraid.
No, it's human nature.
But we'll whatever format this anniversary episode or episodes is in, we will be partaking.
Oh, we'll be having a look at that. Yeah, because it's all for charity, isn't it?
I believe that is the gist.
Yeah, they're gonna restore a car and then sell it for charity.
I like that.
Yeah, I think that's brilliant. And it would be great, you know, to see Ed and Ant and what's his name, Elvis, all working on something together, because they all have different disciplines. They all have different strengths that they bring to it.
They're very different, actually.
Yeah,
I mean, they can all do it, but they're all a bit different, and I like that.
Yeah, they've all got strengths in different areas, so they would work. You know, they could divvy the project up very easily, and each take a section of it, and it'd be fabulous. But yeah, I can't see it happening.
No. But, well, there you go. When it does happen, that's something.
Maybe they're lulling us into a false sense of security. Maybe he is going to do it, and maybe he agreed to do it ages ago, but they're building the tension. I don't think that's the case.
I don't think so. No, but we'll see. We will. Yeah, when it happens, we'll be all over it.
We'll have a review of that, I think.
Definitely.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.